Hey everyone, this is Rachel, and today I'm here with a new scrapbooking process video. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I hope you enjoy. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome, and I would love it if you would become a subscriber. You can also click on the notification bell so you always know when I have a new video up. Alright folks, let's get going! Hello everyone, and welcome to my first layout for the Scrapbooking Store Kit Club for the month of March. This month we are working with several authentique lines, one being Cottontail and one being calendar. Sorry, I just forgot the word calendar. We are also working with the embellishment upgrade, which included some puffy stickers, a mixed embellishment pack from Pink Paisley, as well as the Studio Calico Heyday sticker sheets, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. A couple of things before I do. First, if you have any interest in shopping with Scrapbooking Store, either joining their kit club or making a one-time purchase, all of the links are down below. I am a member of their design team. One of the links below is my affiliate link that takes you to a place where you can make a purchase. It doesn't cost you any more money. It just gives me a little commission. So all of those links are down below. Second, make sure you give me a thumbs up if you can. I really appreciate it, and it's super awesome. And then one other thing, when I'm making this layout, just something to be aware of, the person in this layout, the child in this layout is my nephew. He is transgender, and that's all I say on the subject. I'm not interested in having a discussion about it. We are perfectly happy with who he is, and as is he. All right, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and get you put on fast forward, so let's get going. All right, so I'm going to dig right into my kit, and I'm just trying to decide on some photo placement ideas, but when I first start with a kit, what I do, and I know I've said this if you are someone who watches my YouTube videos, I say, I just pull out things that I like, things that I think will go together, and just kind of, narrow down my choices, which then makes it easier to make quicker decisions, because the more choices you have, the longer things will end up taking you in the long run. So I pull out these 3 pieces of pattern paper, and then I go into my stash and I pull out this beigey colored cardstock piece, because I did feel this layout particularly, I wanted to have a cardstock base versus a pattern paper base. Yes, I don't want a pattern paper vase. Oy vey, people. All right, so I'm checking out the cut aparts, seeing if there's anything there I think will work with this layout, and I decide not for this particular layout, but I still do love them. I do start tearing papers, starting with this Cottontail number 3, and I'm thinking I want a more organic look for this, and paper tearing can give you that, especially considering the photos here are out of doors. They're very springy, even though it's a not super colorful springy look. Unfortunately, I did a really bad job of tearing. Now, while it does give you a more organic look, one way, if you want to incorporate paper tearing, but just not so angled as mine are, is to tear against a ruler. So I'm also showing you, I'm using Cottontail number 6. I'm going to use both sides of that, and if you caught that, little Miss Xanthi was giving us a little investigatory nose sniff there. I'm also going to be using the calendar April sentiments page, and that one I'm going to use as part of my background, and then I'm going to use it again when it comes to matting my photo. So I've got the 4 pieces of pattern paper I'm going to be using. I had thought about doing it at the top, and now I'm looking at it from the side. I do eventually, and by eventually I mean right now, decide no, it really does need to go down at the bottom. So even though I had some trouble with the pattern paper lining up correctly, and I didn't do a great job at tearing it, in the end I really do like the way it ends up. What I end up doing is tucking a couple of the photos in those layers rather than laying them on top of them or putting them above them, and it looks really cute. I do have just a little bit of trouble because I tore it so badly, making sure things can actually be seen. So I have that mini egg-shaped polka dot, and then I've got that larger polka dot, and I realize I have to move that up. Otherwise, when I put down the next piece, which is the, oh no, that's the egg shape. What's that top one I use? Is that the, oh, the micro dot. Sorry about that. My little preview screen doesn't necessarily always give me the best view of things. So that top piece is just the regular polka dot, and then the bottom piece is the egg-shaped dots that I'm using as well as part of my pattern paper. So I want to use this blue and cream polka dot piece to do a border mat of my main photo, which is the photo with everyone who went on this Easter walk, minus my housemate who was the one taking the photo. So I did go ahead and trim that down, so because the photo was 4x6 and the blue and cream polka dot piece was 6x6, so it would not have been able to do a 4-side border. So these photos are actually from 2005, and so they're slightly older, and they are of a walk my housemate and her family took on Easter to go feed some geese in a park nearby where she grew up in Long Island. So that was the story I wanted to tell with these photos. So there are a picture of the geese, a picture of my nephew with his uncle, and then, as I said, the picture I matted, which is the photo of all 4 of them, obviously minus my housemate who was taking the photo. I don't know if her parents really would have understood what a selfie is. Her mother has tried a couple times in the past couple of years to join in when we try to take a selfie, but it doesn't necessarily always work out that she's looking at the camera or the phone. So we'll see. So I have decided to add some more of the pattern paper in the upper right hand corner. I just wanted to bring a little bit more color up there because between the not super colorful grass in the photos and then the beige cardstock, there wasn't a ton of color going on there. So I wanted to do an embellishment cluster, and I wanted to have a base of the paper. I am having the world's hardest time getting these papers down to where they look good to me. I, once again, didn't do a great job tearing, and I just had a weird gap, and I could not for the life of me manage to line up that paper. So I did end up ripping up that bottom paper and ripping it again. It was a fun time in the paper tearing town tonight when I was doing this. So I finally get it to the way I want it, and I'm going to start embellishing. So these die cuts came in the main kit from Scrapbooking store. They actually come in a 12x12 sheet of paper, and I went ahead and punched them out. And the really cool thing about these particular die cuts is because they're themed for Easter, not all of them, but a good majority of them are, and not everyone has a ton of Easter photos to scrapbook. The really cool thing is the other side of them, rather than being white, is that pink and cream polka dot that you see in the center of those 3 chevron pieces. I've got 2 plaid and then that pink one. Well, that pink one is on the back side of all of the die cuts. So if for some reason you can't use all of those die cuts as for Easter, you can just turn them over and use them as layers with a pink polka dot. And I think that's a genius idea, especially when you have very themed items. All right, I also added that Easter Blessings banner down at the bottom, as well as 2 of the butterfly wood veneers from the Indigo and Ivy line by Pink Paisley that were included in the embellishment upgrade. Now I'm using the Heyday sticker sheet as well. I add that blue banner, and then I also add that butterfly. I wanted to get a third butterfly on my paper. And I'm considering using that cream alpha that comes on that sheet, and this is part of the embellishment upgrade, but it's very, very close to the same color that the cardstock piece is. When you'll see when I go to try it, I'm like, oh no, that's really too close. So instead, I go into my stash and I get these very dark wood veneer stickers that are from October Afternoon Daily Flash. So they are quite old. And I did them a little wonky, which is, it's okay, because I do use these lighter wood grain alphas that come on the Hey Today, oh Sugar, I think that's what it's called. I keep forgetting what it's actually called. It's from Studio Calico. The tile stickers are not all the same size, so it actually kind of worked out. They give you like kind of like a funky look, which is super cute, but it kind of worked out that the word birds I didn't put down quite straight, because the word feed the, so my entire title is Feed the Birds, looks really like wonky, the whole thing, and it worked out quite well. So now what I'm doing is I'm laying down some liquid glue. I use Art Glitter Clear Glue with a precision tip, and from the butterflies, I'm just going to kind of do a little tail trail of sequins. Now these sequins are made up of a translucent pink hologram sequin, 2 different sizes of gold sequin, and then a not quite navy, but slightly darker than a regular blue sequin as well. Now there isn't any dark blue in the paper lines, but I find blue is so often present in our photos, whether there are people wearing jeans, whether the sky is blue, water, anything like that. So that helps bring our photos far more present into our layouts. And I think it's just a great way to add that blue color from your photos out into the layout as well. I also added the puffy stickers on either side of the Easter Blessings die cut. That came from the embellishment upgrade as well, along with the cream enamel dots that came from my stash. I'm going to finish off today's layout with some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine, except for the fact that I've forgotten I need to do my journaling, so I'm going to add that as well. While I'm looking in my stash for a little journaling spot, I will say make sure you head on into the description box. All of the links for scrapbookingstore.com will be in there, so if you have any interest in making a purchase, my affiliate link is in there as well. And as I said at the beginning of the video, it doesn't cost you any more money, it just gives me a small commission. So the journaling spot I grabbed is from Ellie's Studio. It's older, from oh Sugar, it was an old Thanksgiving line, and I liked it because it's cream based versus white based. So I'm just writing about how after Easter lunch they went for a walk, and just the basic idea of what I was talking about before. That finishes off my layout today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Sorry the layout is so low today. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye.